Oh, we're back. All right. Second half of the day, we're working on hair. I made a tool to create hair strands. This should allow for really easy hair creation. But there's a few other things I'd like to do with it. First is to use a strand collection versus a strand object. So, geometry nodes. Hair mesh is fine. A hair generator is what we want to look at. To curves specifically, because we're taking a mesh, putting it into curves. I suppose then that's not the right thing. We do want this one. Because we want to be able to take deform object along each curve. Well, deform object along each curve. We can feed it curves. But what we can do as well is do a repeat zone. I really should just upgrade to 4.3. The reason I wasn't before was because of Auto Rig Pro. The reason we're doing that is because 4.3 I hate VRM files. So garbage. Okay. All right. They have a for each element, which is way more useful. So for each spline, rather than using hair strand individually, we want to switch this to So we take the curve. The index. What we're missing right now is having strengths. Sound. We have to I see. Main geometry. Should delete one of them, right? Delete instance. So they're both index 0 until I separate them. which means that here we need to get an attribute statistic, which is the index. So that's the attribute. And we need the max plus 1. Hello, Reyes. Welcome. And then this goes into our comparison here. Actually, I don't need to add anything because the minimum is 0. But I do need to use this geometry. So now, should be feeding a random 1 into this each time. Deform object along curves. Here, for the splines, we have 0. We have 0 splines. We have 0 splines. Oh. Each spline input geometry has no elements. Yeah, splines. Okay. Now I know I'm feeding in splines. There we go. Okay. What's happening was we need to reset the origin of each child object. Hello, Arctic. Welcome. Welcome. Seems to be working for one of them. I guess we need to join geometry. Each element, give it the element. We generate the geometry. Aha. Oh wow, that is a much simpler. Okay. Cool. So now we're much closer, but it doesn't appear to be choosing a random one. Good. Hmm. Yeah, I'm working on another version of my hair generator. So it's like the attempt number 4 on making a good hair generator, but this time it's really nice. So I can make a mesh, and then it automatically creates curves, and I can add stuff to the curves, which is super nice. Right now I'm doing mesh to curves, but also do other stuff like add additional curves. We can phrase those curves. So should make it quite procedural. Anyway, just having fun with it right now. But I need to. What I want to be able to do is send multiple strands into here so I can start having some variation. I don't know how easily I'd be able to tell I am using the other one though. I really cannot tell. Looks the same to me. There we go. Yeah. definitely getting some variation now. Okay, so now I should be able to feed a collection of strands into there. And we'll get the right one. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, that's step 1. That should be good for now. Okay, let's just leave it there. I actually don't want to use it, so. Need a switch for if max equals 0, then we just use the original input. Else we use this one. Wow. But we still realize. Just need to create a case for when it's work. All right. So I didn't mean to make her look so much like Billie Eilish. It just happens to look Billie Eilish. Awesome. Oh. Oh, okay. Good. Where'd my atom go? Oh, I just thought of a good idea. Create an add-on for Miss Scripts. Add-on takes a target directory for each text file in the directory. It creates a button. Buttons. Sounds, I like that. Okay. Can I just get all my freaking add-ons from my other one, please? What happened to her teeth? Teeth look freaking terrifying. Vectors need to be reset. Overall, though, despite the bad lighting, pretty good. I feel like I'm not getting any ambient occlusion with my ray tracing. Something really went wrong with her mouth textures. Also some clipping right here. That really changes her look. Terrifying. This shadowing is not... I don't know what that's from, but it's not quite the geometry. Is this the normal math? Right. Okay, it would be. Because we need to re-export the body. Low poly. These look correct. So why do they not look correct here? In fact, they look totally correct right there. But for some reason on the main body, be the right material. Hmm. Oh. I think that's my script. No. Why would it only be stripping it out of the teeth? Hmm. Let's close and reopen it. Hmm. Yeah. Is it doing that? The only thing I can think to do. Add a geonode here. And just set material. Come on, Blender. Let's go. Got stuff to do. I don't want to be stuck debugging stuff all day. Interesting. I don't know why that's necessary, but... Okay. Is there anything left to do on her? Probably... No. Probably not. So... What do we have time for today? Time for making a outfit. I would like to make an outfit. So I think we'll do like a guard outfit or something like that. Just gonna make the shape keys first. Shape keys baked, and then just export. It broke exporting. Okay. Good. All right, so we saved Nora. Now, who would we like? Well, first let's look at a outfit that we'd want for them. Maybe we'll do like a peasant. Perfect. This is great because this is How to Train Your Dragon. Sure looks like. I think it is. Either way, great reference. Put that in our avatars folder. I guess we have a clothing folder. We're gonna do villager clothing. Okay. And like that. Now, I suppose the body doesn't quite matter. Yeah, so we'll just use Nora for it. We're gonna make a new collection here. We'll call this Marvelous Design. Take the body here. Alt D duplicate. Move it down there. No reason to do that actually. We'll just take the body. Just the body. Export to the clothing. We'll call this Nora base. Marvelous Designer base. No. All right. Every time I'm always like, I could try to make it in Blender. I think I have to learn more geometry nodes to make something resembling. Oh. All right, so we'll take Nora, drop her here. It's an avatar. Auto create fitting suit. Joint animation. Yeah. Oh boy. What the fuck is going on there? Huh. Next time, don't import with textures. We are learning. The issue with starting it from her is that most likely we'll get some deformation for the breasts. So I think I may go back and switch bodies. Mercer Geary, good job. Thank you, Mercer. Appreciate that. What's the outfit again? Is that what I want to do? Fuck it. We'll just do it on this one for now. We gotta test it no matter what. And it'll be nice to have some clothing for her anyway. Okay. So. This is our reference. This here. I'm gonna put on my other screen. So, it's basically 3 sets of clothing. We have a long sleeve, a baggy short sleeve, or a tunic, and then a vest. And then pants and shoes. All right, let's start there. So, we'll take the t-shirt, drop it in. I'm gonna save this because for some reason it really likes me saving it twice. Very cool. This feels a lot faster. Okay. And we just take all these and paste them, pretty much. Our one down here, we want some much longer sleeves. Let's keep deselecting. Alright. Alright. Where is it? Something. Arrangement points. No, not bounty. I guess I don't have any. Hello, Symphony. Welcome. No. Oh, recovered. Get on there. Alright, well. Here's one outfit. That's not gonna end well. The best way to do that. Oop. And then we want one more. This is not gonna work well. A way for me to unfreeze all of them? Okay. That is actually holding up better than I expected. Good. So this one, or wait, it'd be, yeah, this one here. And we just need some pants. Oh, actually, that's a good spot for him. Everything about that's a good spot for him. Hello, Zach. Welcome. No, I should have just used a rectangle. What are you up to today, Zach? I fucking hate that the buttons are right here. Marvelous Designer's UI leaves a lot to be desired. Groin is super low. Why is it fighting itself too? Stop that. they fighting with? Are they interacting with the hidden clothes? No, I mean, there's... Be surprising. See the segments, sewing segments again? Maybe they are interacting. Yeah, they are. Ugh. Why hide it but prevent it from interacting? That may not be possible. And click and clicking. I guess it's not just the hiding it, but the freezing it that's actually kind of causing a big issue. We'll hand make his shoes, but there's one final thing to add. Don't go through it. How about you don't go through it? Oh Lord. No. Maybe there's a better way to do this. Elastic might not be the best type of material for this. Okay, the thickness helped. Peasant clothes. Just reviewing the clothing on this screen, seeing if there's anything else I can add. It looks pretty good. I'm sure there's some other clever things I could do, but we're gonna try to keep it simple and get it done. So, well, just a few final tweaks. I want the bottom of this to kind of flare out on here, so just give this. Well, first we'll add a point. Put it right there, so. Then we go back to editing the pattern. Take those points, just a little bit of a. And then our tunic does have a little bit of a gap on it. Might be kind of nice to add a point. Right here, sure. And then we'll go to edit sewing. I didn't need to touch that side at all. Edit sewing, delete the sewing, segment sewing from here to there. And then that way it'll kind of open up. Oh. Well, that's nice, but that's actually the wrong part. I guess it's this one. No, this one. Edit sewing. There we go. All right, we're back. We're back. Okay, so this spot here, we can take the sewing, we can delete it, and then we'll do segment sewing again. Just can reconnect those. And it should just kind of create a little gap here, which is nice. This needs to stay in place. Friction. It's a -1 on that. Not moving anymore. Good. And then we'll do one more little edit, which is to take this internal edge here. And we're going to do an offset as internal line by 5. Very thin. Now, this is a gap we will actually delete once we're back in Blender. Anything else to add? I don't think so. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Maybe bunching up the bottom of the pants a little bit more. To do that, we'll just take that out and make them longer. I have to find that balance. I like having a bit of wrinkling in the knees, and then if we can get these to be a little bit longer, we should have wrinkles on both the top and bottom, which I think will look very good. Nice way to add some additional detail. I think we're good. Yeah, let's just call it here. Save. You know, let's make the material assignments right now. Doesn't really matter what the color is. We just want to make it very easy to select things down the road. Save. All right, so we'll go ahead and select everything right here. Do File, Export, OBJ selected. And then villager clothing underscore Nora underscore version 1. All right, then go to here, save this, make a new file, delete everything in it. We're gonna save this, avatars, this avatars, clothing, villager clothing, blender, and we'll do clothing underscore villager, or maybe outfit. That'll encompass a bit more. All right. I do file import obj. Perfect. Put a seam there. Oh, right. Back to Marvelous. I want to, every time before I export, turn up the particle distance, down technically, and then switch the mesh style to quad optimize. So we'll hit play. Wait a second for everything to load. This has to kind of remesh everything. That should let everything settle. And you know what though? One final thing to do. Oh, okay. Well, it'll be in different fabric, but do I don't know. That should be good enough. All right, save again, back to here. I will undo my import and redo it. Perfect. So, funnily enough, they all come in without colors. I don't know. Well, would that be... I didn't change any export settings. Perfect. So, a few things to do. First, we'll select the boundary loops. We'll go down here, add a well. We're gonna assign that. So, excuse me. And there's really just going to be two pieces here. should have just selected by material. Let's play Nora v1 underscore unit and then score. Yes. New collection, low poly. I should include Nora in here. Could technically include the actual original file, but I think that'd get messy, so we'll just do this. We're going to make a circle of 8. Screwed. Again, to the middle, take the bottom, delete it. Need just 3 to start. Um, all right, now subdivide, mirror, shrink wrap. Not in that order though. We want to mirror first, subdivide, then shrink wrap onto the high poly. Pretty good. Apply the mirror, apply the subdivision, duplicate, and apply the shrink wrap. Go into this view. Ooh, the new sculpting asset manager. Well, I would like my slide relax, please. I don't think it's here. Surely they have slide relax. Oh, here we go. Interesting. think we'll also take this edge, extrude it, hide the extrusion. This. Move it back, unhide, and we'll run one cut. We're going to kind of mush this around a little. And then duplicate, apply. We just kind of rinse and repeat that till it looks good. Pretty simple stuff. Hello, Mad Art Lover. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We're making some clothing right now. Doing good. Right, that looks pretty good. I don't think we really need to do too much more. Good, cool work. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. I am in I actually am using Marvelous Designer, but I'm doing my retopology here in Blender. No, you're totally fine. Are you a 3D artist as well? Good. You're totally fine. Just a wannabe. Hey, that's how it starts. That's how it starts. It's where the addiction begins. Let's apply the mirror as well. Currently writing a story and learning rigging. Okay, how exciting. Animation was one of the bigger reasons I got into this. A lot of my desire has kind of recently switched towards doing like D&D in VR and stuff like that. Kind of what's exciting me currently. Hoping to kind of develop a business around that. Currently writing storyline reading from P2 design course. Okay, interesting. I'm not familiar, but that sounds pretty cool. Dissolve this edge here. And I'm gonna slap that shrink wrap on one more time. I can just bring this in. Then do space. Oh. P2 design? There's a good chance I've seen videos if he's There's a good chance I just don't recognize his name. Oh. There we go. Okay, let's do some UV unwrapping. So we're going to slice off the arms first, as you do. Then deselect these ones. Can I just unwrap these? This guy with really thick. Let's see. Where'd that open? Need to design. Oh, heck yeah. Is it the French guy? Yeah. Yeah. You looking to get into animation more than anything? Fun stuff. Yeah, I am. I was already subscribed, I should say. I just didn't recognize his name. Animation is not really my area of... I'm not as familiar with animation. Mostly 3D modeling and stuff. Which, I'd love to get into animation. But I have to focus on some other aspects first. Short series. Too ambitious, I know. Hey, I think it's worth taking a look at. There's a lot of tools these days that are making it a lot faster, like motion capture, just big repositories of like assets and stuff. And more than ever, there's the potential to actually make a living from it compared to like, 10 years ago or whatever. And YouTube is probably the future of entertainment. I mean, I think that's already proven itself in the context of making a living. Just kind of a grind to do it, but it's possible. But I wish you well. Do you have any VR stuff? Any VR hardware by any chance? No VR, brother. Barely getting to know more about 3D now. Gotcha. Well, if you ever do, feel free to come by again because there's some fun hardware where you can do motion capture with like VR stuff. So I always send people that way if they're interested in it. It's called Mocap Fusion. Speed Char Sculpting. Oh yeah, I know Speed Char. Well, certainly not personally, but know of Speed Char. My goal is to be speedier than SpeedChar when it comes to making game-ready assets, at least. Martin Kleckner Environments. YouTube design. Well, dang. Certainly got your education or your course list full. In the trailer of CG Cooking Human Course, top notch one, no affiliate link. Well, I have not, but well, I can't say that for sure. There's a good chance I've seen it, but not watched it or anything. All right, the top is done. We'll call this villager clothing underscore. I definitely did not spell that right. This is kind of what we're going for, by the way. We're making at the moment. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of character creation over the last few years. I don't know if you're if you're interested in like VR chat or Roblox or Second Life and stuff, but if you are looking to make a living making things or animating things, there's a lot of work in the kind of any market where people can create custom content. So like Second Life or VR chat, Roblox, and there's going to be a whole bunch more because that's kind of the general trend of a lot of gaming companies right now is to start embracing custom content because they want to be storefronts instead of lucrative to be storefronts. Anyway, but it's a very good space for finding work if you are looking to do commissions and stuff. Kind of scared of these VR things. Well, there's too much. I wouldn't worry too much about that at the moment. More just the, I guess what I'm saying is like where there's a lot of work at the moment, and where there will probably be a lot more work in the future. I don't think it's like a need to pivot to it immediately. Just interesting space to watch. Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, I'm here working most days, so if you're studying or working on personal projects, definitely feel free to hang out, because I kind of can think of myself as like a work stream. Chill, get productive, that kind of thing. Streaming has really been my secret weapon for productivity. 4K followers, yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing all right. Definitely still a small crew here for the most part. Maybe once I start getting some content created, we'll get a bigger audience. Only one here. There's some other people lurking, but I mean, again, it's a work stream. It's usually not the most entertaining. But hopefully, One day I'll be rich and famous, right? Right? Ding, 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 ding. Side. Okay. Or, yeah. Still add the mirror back. Just want to make sure it's really at the bottom of everything. Yeah, that's good. And just a little bit higher here. Go ahead and mesh this. You just look as we work on our own stuff. Exactly. Yeah. Hello. There. Arctic's kicking butt, working on a very cool project right now. Making a castle. Whoa. You alright? Gonna have to run off, do some cooking a little bit though. We'll get it. Get the grub going. There we go. Hopefully they're cooking food. All right, look at that. Tunic. I don't have my pack master. Okay, we'll just do standard pack. That can't be the best unwrap, right? Might be though. That's the difficulty with really big maps or UV islands. Sometimes there's just a lot of empty space. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, so now what we're going to do, probably clean up the high poly a little bit more. So first things first, I'd like to add a mask to, oh, wait, no. This should be separate here. This little segment. Okay. So we'll add a group here called mask middle tunic. Assign that. Use our weld modifier. But before we weld, we'll actually mask. And use the mask we made. And then add a solidified everything. Maybe a weighted normal as well, clean up those edges. Additionally, a subdivision for the solidify. Set that up to 2. We should have really nice detailed normals. That's good. And then we'll copy these over, eliminating the on this mask. Okay, what else? Okay. Low poly, high poly look good, but I did name these incorrectly. This one should be underscore. Alright. This one should be underscore. Paste. Look. We're going to add a geometry node called remove underscore offset. And all we do is set the position, expose the offset. And we want to copy this and paste it as the name of the node. And then for both of these, we're just going to lower them this way. I see. Oh, all right. Beautiful stuff. And now we're going to set up the baking. Just going to create a FBX exporter. And then, ooh, that's a little bit annoying. It doesn't have my latest export settings, which is silly. But now we do. Collection. Export. And we just want to make sure we're sending this to so close. This path here. Boom. And we'll call this villager clothing hp.bx. Copy that whole path. Go to the low poly. Set up that exporter. Drink water and do flip. Wish I could do a flip. I could probably do it once, then I'd have to go to the hospital. Nora, we were working on earlier. Now we're making her outfit. Right, mode bake. And we're gonna grab what are we gonna do? Okay. 4K match by mesh name. Save. Villager clothing underscore Nora. Few minutes later, hey, your boy Sam Dunner from ER streaming for you. Watch him snap my leg back. Looks pretty good. And we just drop in a bunch of color selects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, this one goes here. This one goes here. Just kind of choosing random colors right now. Suggest you a song. Oh, 1 second. And, Oh, something like that. Okay. Don Tolliver. Definitely not quite my vibe, but I appreciate the suggestion. Unfortunately, I can't listen to things with lyrics. Anything with lyrics, I'm just listening to. It's just part of my little brain. And we'll do Curve AO up top. I feel like this should be a lot darker right here. We might need to do a little cut here on the sleeves in order to get the sleeve interior. I don't get the song initially, but now it's been a total vibe for me, dude. We'll get it. So almost all of these are going to need a template noise. Something like that. Bam. And then finally, let's just send this one. This one will set to multiply. That needs to be like a grunge texture. In fact, we'll just search grunge. It is kind of like a dirty. Just 2048. Something a little bit nicer. Is that nice? Nice-ish. Oh, I needed to make some shoes. Have to go back and make some shoes. In a moment. Not in a rush to do that. Isn't as strong as it should be. It's not bad. Now I'd like this quilted pattern on the tunic. We'll do square. Square. Then we'll rotate it 45 degrees and tile it some insane amount. Invert it. Do a filter, blur. Want some sort of dirt on here. Filter. Well, let's do generator actually. Dirt. I actually will take out the curvature. not bad. All right. Nice. I'm gonna save this one. We'll put this in a big folder. We'll call this. Ugh. I hate that it doesn't keep the properties. We won't do that. Just missing shoes. I think I can get this done in an hour and a half. So, what we're gonna shoot for. Um, um. Well, Okay. Time to slice this shoe open. Usually these are connected. Bam. Okay. That's the shoe low. Which will add a mirror. 2. Then we're going to duplicate it. Send this one to high poly. And the high poly one, we're going to add some additional stuff. Mostly like shoe soles. Right. Whew. Good enough. All right. So, what next? Save this here. Close it. So, we have our baked textures. We have our outfit. Goodness. Have food. Have a nice rest of your day. Same to you, Arctic. Enjoy your day. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you later. Go to the restroom. I'll be back. We have the textures. Realistically, from Substance, we're going to need to export multiple texture sets. So I think we're going to have to switch up my usual method for textures. So, where are we going to put them? That's a good question. I think we just make textures in here. And as long as we output all the standard formats, it doesn't really matter. Always recompile them again later. Normal, height, emissive, metallic, roughness. But it's really not too much else we're gonna need. Yeah. PBR metallic roughness. 2K. All right, so back here. I'd like to add those textures. Why is it still so sharp? Should have more normal detail than that. Let's go back to the folder, the textures, delete it. Substance, Shift Control E. We're gonna export Blender. Beto, normal, emission. Don't need AO, metallic. Smoothness. A lot of stuff we don't. But shouldn't export anything we don't need, so. It doesn't crash. And I guess, yeah, that doesn't really have much variation on that. I guess I could bump up the colors a little. And undo that again and just reload this file. So it cleans up the textures. Awesome. Okay. So now we're getting ready to export. We really want Nora's. Want a few things. Ah, wow. That was the body base. We don't need anything else. We don't even have the correct stuff. So undo file, append. And there's probably just way too much in here. But most importantly, we now have the rig. That's really what we want. Did I spell it wrong? Oh, I did spell it wrong. All right. Okay. Now we have the clothing. It's rigged, but not quite what we need, is it? We want to be able to resize it very, very quickly. So that's the difficult part. The goal is to transfer the end. Or transfer the mesh. So the main thing is we want to be able to extract the deformed bones and then just unparent all of them. Then we just move them, we animate moving them. That's not that bad. So this is going to need to be a script eventually because I would like to just do this by hand. This we'll call refitting outfit. So what we'll do is take mesh with armor ARP armature. Extract all deformed bones into a duplicate armature. Ensure they are all unchilded and are at the base of the hierarchy. Then snap them to a target armature positions. That's it. Save this snapped position as in animation on the resizing rig. Apply check position. Okay. This should be parts of this we can turn into individual scripts. I think that's what we'll do. We'll test each thing as its own script, its own chunk of scripts, and then we'll combine that into our add-on eventually. So, one at a time. Let's make a backup copy because we've already done quite a bit of work. Say whip 01 outfit textured. Say copy. So the first thing I'd want to do is create a script that takes a target armature, copies all the deform bones, and yeah, that's script number 1. Extract deform bones. I want to create a script that takes the selected armature and creates a duplicate of just the deform bones. A script that takes a selected armature and creates a duplicate armature with just the deform bones. Ooh, I can use the latest sonnet. Create a Blender script that takes the selected armature and creates a duplicate armature with just the deform bones of the original. Clearly, the original armature should remain Additionally, the bones in the new armature should all be unchilded and at the base level of the rigs. Go here, scripting, open. Script 2, well, I'm using some ChatGPT, or technically it's Claude, to help me with making scripts. But making scripts is pretty vital to all my workflows now. I'm usually making scripts pretty regularly now, regularly. Moving. Okay. The bones are well, let's just first remove the animation from it. Does that change how it works? No, still fucked up. Okay. The bones are currently getting stretched after being extracted. I would assume this is because the original strips, original armatures, bone constraints. Ensure that they are in the same location as the original without the Alright. Still broken. Oh. Hmm. Um, let's restart. And instead of extracting bones, let us create a list of bones, of the deformed bones in the OG, including whatever data is needed to reconstruct its position, I want to ensure to use a method that ensures none of the original constraints, drivers, etc. are introduced to the new armature. All right. So, collects data, blah, 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 creates play from scratch. An object has an attribute role. Perfect. That's good. Now we have a version of the armature. It's just the deformed bounds. So now what? I do need to go back to the data transfer. I do want to create a mask. Let's just regenerate these. Okay. I'm gonna pull these out. Do I want to export or do I import? I'm almost always going to be bringing this in order to adjust it. So I don't think I need the main rig at the moment. So we'll call this ARP rig. And the villager clothing resizing setup. I'll put this rig in here and these ones as well. Add this one here. On each of these, remove our current armature. And then select this one and do armature with armature deform. It's here. Oops. I should have. So, assuming we should be able to move stuff now. Good. Now, this is precisely what we want to see. Each of these bones just slightly separate. Good stuff. Okay. Okay. Save all that. Now, what I'd like to do is go to someone like Darrow. Let's say Julian. Why not? Okay. Load, come on. You know, I guess I have all these different folders. I don't really want to, you know, we're just testing right now, so just testing. So I'll do delete that, select the scene, go over to my eyes. We're going to append from the clothing, villager, blender, outfit, collection. We want the resizing setup, which for some reason things just really like to explode. Ah, that's because of. Alright, that's totally fine. Now we're going to make another script. Read new file. We'll call this match position, match armature position with animation. Match armature position with animation. Okay. Create a Blender script that takes the actively selected armature and uses it as reference to position the other selected armatures. I think P2 Design suggested add-on to make your workflow easier. There's a lot of add-ons. For me, I'd rather have my own workflow vetted and kind of set up correctly. Because other people make other things for their workflows, and I want to make things for my work. And in the future, and another reason I want to exercise this is moving forward, like in 2 years, add-ons won't be a thing. You won't use add-ons. You will just tell Blender what you want. You'll have some sort of AI interface. You'll be like, I need a script that does this, and it'll make one. Probably within 2 to 3 years. I think that learning how to interface with AI agents or tools like this will be a big part of almost everyone's workflows. Wouldn't that take all the fun? I'm not saying that it use it to create the art, but certainly if you need to like convert things or resize things, you have to do it a bunch of times. Developing scripts for that kind of work takes a lot of the tedium out of it. Want the second armature. Create a Blender script that takes the actively selected armature and uses as reference to position the other selected armature's bones, the ones that match. Want the second armor. This. The second armature's bones should be repositioned in pose mode. Once they are positioned, keyframe all bones transforms. transform data. This way we have information to resize. Yeah, I do think I love art. I love making art. Certainly, some aspects of the new wave of technology are going to influence how we work. And at the very least, one of the very nice things about Blender is that you are able to run scripts, create your own add-ons, really modify Blender to your heart's content. Super, super useful. What did I call it again? Match armature position with issue. Okay, and the one we're going to should be the one we currently selected. Oh. Ho, 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 ho. Very good. Looks like there's just a few bones that need to be repositioned. For some reason, still got breasts on this one. Maybe we'll be able to deform that away or sculpt that out. But that worked really well. Now, did we get the animation data though? Broke up boob. Boop. Oh darn, it had animation data on it. I guess if I have to save it myself, it's not that bad. Then all we need to do is apply the armature. But before I do anything else, I should still be able to need to tweak these, like, for example, it didn't work. It's not working great. Okay, we'll just sculpt them on. So Why is it taking so long to save? There's nothing to save. We're just... Take these, mesh them, then sculpt them. We want to use symmetry. And we also would like to use elastic deform. A little bit nicer. Oh, that's not working. All right, comes on there. Pretty crunchy. A few spots. Pretty crunchy. I think I'll need to make a breastbone even for the male characters, just to ensure I have something to properly line it up to. I don't know. I don't know how useful that's going to be. It's kind of a question too of how much time is this really saving me? As long as it's in an A pose, I should be able to get it lined up pretty darn quick. So maybe I don't even need the resizing script at all. do anything. What? Okay. I have to remember that when I'm posing stuff, to start from the bottom up. Well, it looks like I'm pretty pissed. Stuck a little bit though. Okay. Well, we'll have to fix it. Some stuff to clean up, but for now I'm gonna do my little summary of the day, my little vlog, and we'll call it there. All right. So we'll start with going over Nora. So I'm going to do a recording. I won't be answering any questions from chat while I'm doing it, just because I'll be focused on doing a little recording, and then we'll call it for the stream. Hey there, YouTube. It is February 24th, 2025, and I just want to go over the work I've done for the past few days. I did work over the weekend, but kind of short, small bursts, and I didn't take the time to record. But what we accomplished in that time is pretty cool. So, first thing we did is for our body here, for the character, we've actually gone ahead and split the character into two materials. So, two main reasons for that, and they all kind of have to do with our UV editing here. So let me select just one of the materials. So we have the body and the head. If I select the body, and we're looking at this material, you can see now that I have them filling up this half. And that's because I'm using this mirror modifier here. And so when this modifier is applied, our UV islands are flipped to the other side. And so this means I'm filling up this whole space, and I flip to the other side. And certain things like the body, the front's gonna be nicely mirrored and touching because it's right in the middle, right where the flip occurs. And then we also have the same thing with the face. Now, the main reason for this is just to increase the amount of resolution we can paint the characters with, because it was a little bit low. And this also does include the teeth and tongue and up here. So I go down there and I select all the head materials. You can see we have the teeth, we have that mouth interior, we have got the gum lines, the tongue, and all of these things fill the space. And again, it flips it to the other side, mirroring it. So very, very useful. And now we can get higher resolution on the face, higher resolution on the body. It's not too much more expensive in the scheme of things. And we can show you, and we'll get back to this in just a second. A lot of updates. This will be a longer video. But if we look at Nora's body, we can see 2 materials loaded in. So the 2 main things we did, again, is put all the islands on one side and then separate the head and the body. Now, the main impact of separating things is, again, just increased resolution. You can kind of see like how these lips get these lip lines, the pores on the face. You can see these small little veins and stuff like that. All of those crisp details are now there because it's a separate material. And I can actually turn it off. So you can see that, visualize that again. And of course the body is looking good. Now the additional part is because before I had instead of flipping things, everything was kind of overlapped. So when I'd paint one side of the body, it would appear on the other. And that's not good because honestly, it just kind of takes away. So it looked a lot more like this. So I paint one side, it appears on the other. But now, that is not the case. I can paint on just one side of the body. So if I want a tattoo on one arm or a tattoo on the other or other asymmetrical details, I have that possibility. Or even asymmetric modeling, such as distorting the face and things like that. All of that becomes a little bit easier to set up. And yeah, so that's the main effort on texturing. The texture's looking super good. Definitely spent some time cleaning it up, learning how to paint things properly. The ears are looking really nice. And I think we're kind of getting close to good to go on the texturing. And moving forward, all my characters will have this. Now, the other thing I did that's kind of a mix of texturing and editing is working on the hair. So one of the main things I just spent some time on is getting the hair looking correct, because there's just a few things that affected the visual quality of the hair. First was that it was very uneven. You can see here on this character, it's very sharp, very, we can see exactly where the hairline is, hair part. And a big part of that is because I've created some geometry nodes that allow me to work. So you can see that there's this shape under here. And when I edit this shape, so if I move it around, you can see it's automatically adjusting the hair. And there's a lot more flexibility to this in the long run, but we can make a lot. Will be so much easier than doing the grooming, because that's just very time consuming. I don't want to have to go through and change each strand. I know the general shape, especially for long hair like this, super easy. That's already kind of a shell. Anyway, and then I can always edit my strands that are appearing here. So for example, here, I can tweak it, kind of change if I wanted to introduce some bends in it or fluff on a per strand basis. I can do that. Additionally, I can also include multiple strands. So let's say, for example, on this one, let's flip it around 180 degrees. You can see how some are one of the strands and some are the other. And this is super, super useful for just allowing me to create a bunch of variation. Right now it's a little rough because I I didn't design this with that in mind, but just to show you the example, and just automatically updates, which is amazing. Additionally is the normal. So you'll notice that looking at the hair, it looks smooth, and that is because I'm actually adding this editing here. So before it looked like this, the light was catching on all these little slivers of geometry, these intersections and stuff, but now it's just quite smooth, and the lighting kind of behaves a lot more naturally, because it may seem unnatural at first because we think of hair as strands, but really hair is very soft looking. It kind of picks up a lot of ambient lighting, and it doesn't really look so jagged. Doesn't look as jagged as that, that's for sure. And just to kind of compare with and without here, and the cool part is too, we can always blend it. So if I need hair that does have a bit of roughness, we've got that option. So very useful. And again, I'm just super ecstatic about being able to work with the hair this way, because we can do things like split the hair quite easily. I don't know why it's doing that, but okay. And just edit the hair. A lot more flexibility under the hood. My example is breaking down there, so I won't really continue to poke at it. But that's mainly what I worked on over the weekend. Now for today, what I spent a lot of time on was making clothing. So this is my first test of making clothing from scratch, and I think it went pretty well. It's definitely longer in some ways than creating a body, but as long as we're targeting simple clothing, I think I should be able to move pretty fast. Fingers crossed. But I'll show you the program I designed the clothing in. So right here, let me close this. Open recent. Where is it? Recent. Or wait, what? Wants me to import it? That's the OBJ. Just want to open the project, please. Okay, so yeah, here's the clothing. So this program is called Marvelous Designer, and it lets you work with fabric in a way where it's literally like virtual fabric, and you can even create patterns. If you get sewing patterns. So if you made an outfit and you actually wanted to make it, you would use this pattern. Excuse me. So pretty cool. Exported that into Blender. Bada boom, right here. So here's the outfit. It's kind of blown apart a little bit. And then we create the simple version on top of it. Boom. Then, once we have the clothing, the high and low, everything's ready to go, we bring it into Painter. Bring it into Painter right here. And we texture it. So all of the textural detail, I mostly bring it into Marvelous Designer to get fabric that really looks like it's hanging off a body. That's kind of hard to get right, especially like wrinkles in the knees and at the bottom of the legs and stuff. It's just kind of free when you work in a Marvelous Designer. And then we bring it in here, do some rapid texturing, and now we can get to the part that's actually exciting to me. So I did make this fit Nora, so she's in here, and the clothing is kind of built with her in mind. And that's really, for most workflows, I think that'd be kind of a dead end. But what I've designed is a system where we can take the rig, so this is what the body originally used, and we can extract a second rig. That's what the clothing is actually attached to. So this rig, all the bones can move by themselves, and it matches what this main rig, the main rigs I use actually have. But since everything's kind of broken apart, what I can do is take the clothing and the skeleton, set it in front so you can see. So take this skeleton, we don't take Nora, and all these pieces will snap to the other character. So each of the bones snap to the other character's bones, and I basically have a free posing system. And we're going to go over here, go over to Julian. And that's what we've done here. So I brought in my funky skeleton here. Boom. And we just snapped it to the character. And it worked quite well. I have yet to actually get it to move with the character, but I think it would be pretty close to ready for that. And either way, I might just re-weight it to the character. I'll just go ahead and give it a shot. Why not? Okay, well, the arms are floating. But legs are moving, so things are already rigged. The arms flailing up should be quite an easy fix. I just snapped the bones in the wrong spot. One big issue are the breasts. So Nora had breastbones. Our boy Julian here does not have breastbones, so unfortunately we can't quite get them snapped exactly correct yet. In the future, all characters have breastbones, even if they're not using them, just in order to facilitate this snapping process. It did take some actual editing where I was pushing and pulling things, but overall, it goes from, hey, I need to make a custom outfit to let's just fit this one to this character. And it took about 20 minutes, maybe less. Certainly be faster in the future. But that's the gist. That's the overall. And that's where I ended today. And that is where we'll end this video. Thank you for checking it out. I'll be back on the next one, probably with an update with a new character, would be the hope, or characters with additional outfits, or taking this outfit, putting it on additional characters. But thank you for checking out. Bye. All right, Mad Art Lover, thank you for hanging out with me this afternoon. I am also going to be ending the stream here. It's time for me to get going. Thank you all for hanging out. Hope you're all having an amazing day. And I'll catch you very, very soon. Anyone else that's lurking, see you soon. Good luck with your projects. Good luck with your work.